The 2019 Ram Heavy Duty has been heavily revised. How does it drive and what do we think? Stay tuned to find out.
1,000 pound-feet of torque, 35,100 pounds of towing, and 7,680 pounds of payload.
Now, as always, I want to thank our friends at White Rock Dodge for providing us with this 2019 Ram 3500 Bighorn Sport to review for you guys today. This particular truck is powered by the standard output inline 6 Cummins turbo diesel that puts out 370 horsepower and 850 pound-feet of torque. Now, the 2019 Ram Heavy Duty has been heavily revised. You have all new sheet metal from the A-pillars forward. It does have this nice looking hood that has the Ram 3500 Heavy Duty badge right in the side of it. Around front, all trims have new headlights. This does have the base halogen headlamps, but you can also get LEDs and LED projector headlamps available as options depending on the trim level. Now, the grille is 30% larger. That helps with added cooling and airflow to the upgraded powertrains for 2019. Cummins turbo diesels are about 60 pounds lighter than in previous models. They now use a compacted graphite iron block, and they have been heavily revised for increased power and torque across both the standard output and high output Cummins turbo diesels. You also have an all new front bumper with new fog lights with proximity sensors mounted into the actual bezels for the fog lights and into the bumper bezel, which keeps it a little cleaner look than just having them along the bumper itself. This truck also does have the front tow hooks. Now, coming along the side, as you can see, our tester is a dually. The heavy duties share the same cabs as they have since 2010, but they've got the complete interior out of the 2019 1500s. The badges have also been moved from high up on the door here to just a Ram badge on the side, while the model badge is now moved to the hood. You have the power folding tow mirrors on these trucks, flip up. On the dually box sides, you now have LED lights on the front and the back of the dually box as well. This particular truck has 18-inch steel wheels wrapped in Nexen Rhodian tires. Now, around back, you've also got new tail lamps. Like the headlights, these are just the base tail lamps, although you can get LED tail lamps that also have a similar design to the 2019 Ram 1500. You get the new, more industrialized Ram's head badge on the back. You've got the new style Bighorn badge, 4x4 badge. The tailgate has also been redesigned, and it shares more of a look with the 2019 1500 with the dip down in the middle. It's also now a electronic release, and it's a slow drop. Super light and easy to put up with one hand. The rear bumper is new for 2019. It has a little bit of a dip in it, like the 1500s, and like the 1500s and the front bumper on this truck, the proximity sensors are hidden in the lower bumper trim. Now, this truck does have the bed utility group option, which includes the spray and bed liner. It's got LED box lights, and you also get a bumper step as part of the bed upgrade option. Now, this truck does have the fifth wheel prep package as well. And these are your LED box lights. You've also got a hookup for your trailer, the 7-pin right there. You've got a button here to turn the box lights on and off. And you've got tie-down cleats as well. Now, coming along to the interior, it's mostly lifted from the 2019 1500. The door panels, though, are a blend of the older 4th gen door panels, and they've got some 2019 touches to them to make them a little different. The dash, of course, is lifted right out of the 1500. On the left side here, you've got your headlight controls along with fog lights and your bed lights. You've also got the dimmer for ambient lighting, dimmer for your gauges. It is a parking brake on the floor, of course. Your parking brake release is here. Hood release is here. On the column, it's a manual tilt, no telescoping, and you've got your buttons for your power adjustable pedals. Now the steering wheel is new, although it does use the same buttons as the previous trucks. Your gear selector is now right here on the side of the steering wheel. You do get the new gauge cluster from the 1500. And this being a Bighorn level 2 truck, it does have the 7-inch TFT display. So let's start this up real quick. You've got a bunch of different settings here. You can set up the gauges however you like, which is really nice. And it's got a lot of information. You've also got a, let me get to it, vehicle info screen that you can pull up basically all important information, which is great to have, especially if you're towing. Now on the Cummins diesel trucks, you still do have a column mounted shifter, while the 6.4 liter gas trucks with the new ZF 8-speed transmission get the rotary knob right here. So where the rotary knob usually is, you've also got your 4-wheel drive controls for the heavy duty. This particular truck does not have navigation. The trucks with navigation have a gloss black surround with a flush mounted screen. This non-navigation screen is inset a little bit. The graphics are very high quality. Resolution is very high. It's super easy to use. It's the new Uconnect 4C system, so it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also can use your climate controls through it, and you've got your apps, etc. This truck, again, being a level 2 Bighorn, does have the heated seats, heated steering wheel, dual zone automatic climate control. Down here, you've got your trailer brake controller, and you've got your exhaust brake, tow haul mode, and front and rear parking sensors. Down further, you also have your USB and USB-C ports. You, of course, have your phone holder here, which is large enough to hold 2 large phones side by side. And you do get the innovative sliding center console out of the 1500 as well. So you've got a lot of storage here where you can slide. You've got more in the top, and then you can open this in 2 stages. So this is your shallow storage to keep easy to grab items. You've also got another USB port there. Close that, you've got another one you can open, and there's your larger storage. It's a very nice solution. Overall, the interior looks great. The materials quality is good. It's, being a Bighorn, you don't have the leather stitch dash. It's a harder plastic, but it's nicely grained, and I think it looks good. Up top, we've got a new overhead console, which this truck doesn't have a sunroof, so it's just got the controls for the rear slider. Of course, you can turn your dome lights to come on when the doors open, or just shut them off altogether. And then you've got buttons there to turn them on and off individually. Now, also new for 2019 are adjustable headrests. So you can adjust the tilt on them. They just ratchet, stay in place, or you can pull them all the way forward and they'll go back to standard spot. Now, this truck does have the Mopar all-weather mats, which are actually very nice. And since it uses the older cab, you do not get the flat load floor. You do have the hump, but you do still have some great storage options. So the seats flip up, you can pick that up, and you've got a deep storage bin here. Same on the other side. They also fold down, and you can fold these legs up and create a flat floor that way. In the back, you've got 2 cup holders in the back of the center console. You also have this slit that runs through it that can hold a tablet, so kids can watch movies in the back. You've got your air vents, and 2 more USBs, 2 more USB-Cs, and a 400 watt, 115 volt AC adapter. You also have 2 cup holders here in the floor, and 2 more cup holders in this fold down armrest. Now I'm 6'1", even with the driver's seat set to my position. I've still got a good amount of knee room, lots of foot room, and the nice thing about these trucks is the back seat's high up and off the ground that you don't kind of have your knees coming up into your chest, so it's a comfortable place to be. There's more than enough room even in this older cab. So now behind the wheel of the 2019 Ram 3500, first thing you notice is this, she's a big girl. This crew cab dually 8-foot box, but surprisingly it's actually quite easy to drive. The steering is very direct, the turning radius is surprisingly tight. Ram's added some really nice technology that helps as well. The new proximity sensors, the backup sensors on the dualies will actually account for the width of the dually flares as well. So if you're backing into a spot and your bumper will clear but your dually flares will still hit something, they will go off and let you know. The backup camera also has excellent resolution, so that really helps as well. It's like a high-def backup camera, which is awesome. The other thing that you notice is it's surprisingly quiet in here, especially with it being a diesel. Now Cummins is using a compacted graphite iron block for these new engines, and that does help keep down noise and vibration. The engine is very, very smooth. The cabin is very quiet, very surprisingly quiet actually. The ride is firm, but it's not as bad as you would think with it being a 3500 dually. You know, on really rough surfaces, it's harsh, but it rebounds quick. It just hits the bump, gets it over with, and keeps it moving. Aside from that, it's quite smooth. I'm gonna give it some full throttle acceleration here just so you guys can hear how quiet it is in the cab. Not bad at all, surprisingly quiet. Now this truck being a Bighorn with the level 2 package, it does have some nice features. You've got your dual zone auto climate control. You've got your 8.4-inch Uconnect screen. This one does not have nav, as I've mentioned, but the clarity and graphics, it's a very high resolution screen, works great. You have the nice 7-inch cluster, which displays a lot of information. It does have push button start. All the 2019 heavy duties have push button start, but it does not have proximity entry. You don't get that until you get the Laramie and above trims. Now the seats are quite comfortable. It's a nice cloth. It's all black interior. The fit and finish is fantastic. It's really, really good. I've been saying that with a lot of FCA products I've driven lately. It's very impressive. As for this Cummins, this does have, as I mentioned before, the standard output Cummins turbo diesel. So it's 370 horsepower, 850 foot-pounds of torque, and man, is it good. Ram also updated the transmission for 2019, and it shifts really, really nice. The shifts are firm, quick, and smooth. I drove a 2018 Cummins 3500 high output, and this feels just as good, if not better than that. So I can't wait to try out a 2019 with the high output Cummins and the Eisen transmission. The gauges are legible and very clear, easy to read at a glance. They've got all the information that you need, and you can customize it to your liking. Visibility, of course, is excellent. These do have the tow mirrors, which on the heavy duties are power folding, and on some trims actually now they've got the blind spot mirror is power operated as well, so you can adjust that from inside the cab, which is a nice feature. Ram's done an excellent job updating these trucks for 2019. It's very, very thorough update, and you know, I'm really impressed. I think a lot of buyers are going to be very, very happy. You guys owe it to yourselves to test drive one, check one out, and you know, form your own opinion, of course. overall, I'm really impressed actually with how this truck drives. Now, when these trucks were revealed, a lot of people were complaining about them having the same cab and box and saying, oh, it's just a minor update. That could not be further than the case. I mean, you've got an all new frame, all the powertrains have been touched, you've got the whole new interior, new front end, a lot of refinement, and this thing, I own a 2016 Ram. I do not feel like I'm driving a 4th gen truck right now. I feel more like I'm driving a 2019 1500 just based on the interior and everything. It does not feel old. The update is excellent. I would say the folks at Ram did an excellent job. And, you know, I only get a limited amount of time with these trucks because our friends at White Rock Dodge are nice enough to let me take them out and film for you guys. That's pretty time consuming. I don't want to put a lot of miles on these trucks because, you know, they have to sell them. So I'm going to have a link to their website down below. If you live in BC, it's worth checking them out. They're awesome guys to deal with. They'll take care of you. And, you know, big thanks to them for letting me borrow these trucks to review for you guys. Hopefully, we're going to start getting press vehicles from Chrysler. So I'll be able to spend more time with them and actually give you guys a more in-depth review on my driving impressions. But like I said, I only put, you know, a few kilometers on them and that's it. So as far as forming like some really good driving impressions for you guys, unfortunately, we just don't have the time on these quick takes, which is why we call them quick takes. Now this truck does have a Canadian MSRP of just over $80,000. It is a 3500 Bighorn Sport Level 2 with almost all the option boxes checked. The Cummins turbo diesel alone is about $9,500 worth of that. So keep that in mind, but I think the value proposition's there. As far as US pricing, I'll build this identical truck on the Ram Trucks website and I will put the US price on the screen right now. Thanks for stopping by and checking out our video. For more information on the 2019 Ram Heavy Duties, head on over to HDRams.com. We've got a ton of information there, a ton of videos from the unveiling, which we were at in Detroit. We've got a forum section. We've got some owners receiving their trucks, so there's a lot of good conversations going on there. A lot of great information. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe. It helps us out more than you know, and you know, it really gives us the motivation to keep going. But until then, take care. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.